Welcome back to The Explainer. Today, we are diving into a massive but completely invisible architectural shift that's happening literally right beneath our screens. You log on every day, you type in URLs, you scroll your feeds, but the underlying structure of the digital world has completely transformed.
So, I've got to ask, are you still using the internet like it's 2015? Because if you are, you're essentially navigating with an outdated map. You are interacting with a ghost of the internet past.
Okay, let's dive into this. Think back to that human-first web of 2015. Back then, the internet was this giant space for discovery, right? You'd hit Google, actively browse through 10 different websites, and piece together the info yourself. But today? Today's internet is fundamentally AI first. It's not about discovery anymore. It is all about answers. The new normal is basically, hey, AI, just give me the answer right now.
Which brings us to Section 1, the end of discovery. From browsing to answering.
You see, search engines as we've known them for decades are kind of dying out. They're evolving from those old-school directories into these comprehensive AI assistants. And this creates what we call the zero-click internet. This happens when AI steps in, reads entire websites for you, and just spits out a summary right there on the search page. Sure, you get your answer instantly, which is super convenient, but you never actually click through to the original source. And here's why that matters. Less website traffic directly equals less control and a lot less revenue for the actual human creators.
So who actually loses out in this new ecosystem? Well, it's the traditional pillars of the open web. Blogs, SEO-driven websites, affiliate marketing, basically the middlemen. They're getting cut out entirely. Going forward, unless you've got incredibly unique content or just undeniable domain authority, surviving this shift is going to be a real uphill battle.
Moving right along to Section 2, the dead internet reality, when humans stop creating.
Now, what's really interesting about this is just how visually stark the dead internet theory actually is. For a while, this was just a fringe idea, this wild concept that the internet was mostly just bots talking to other bots. But well, it's becoming our reality. We are rapidly moving toward a web heavily dominated by AI and bot content. AI comments, AI posts, fake engagement, while that tiny sliver of authentic human content, it just keeps shrinking. We're looking at a literal artificial flood here. Soon, the vast majority of online content simply won't be made by humans. We're talking AI-written articles, fully AI-generated videos, AI images, and synthetic voices that sound exactly like us. And this creates a huge content overload problem. When absolutely everything can be spun up in seconds, creativity itself becomes totally commoditized, making reality so much harder to trust.
I want you to just take a second to absorb this reality. Because of this massive wave of synthetic generation, authentic human interaction doesn't completely disappear, but it does become incredibly rare. And like anything else, because it's rare, it becomes incredibly valuable.
And that leads us into Section 3, trapped in the filter, the invisible walls.
Let's see how this builds, because we certainly didn't get here overnight. The internet started as this beautifully open web. Then, content got locked inside platform silos. From there, we introduced algorithmic control, where feeds decided what we saw instead of our own choices. And now? Now we're hitting the final stage, AI information filtering, where artificial intelligence actively controls the flow of information before it even has a chance to reach your screen.
The contrast is honestly staggering. Instead of that early internet where anyone could build a site and organically be discovered, we are now operating in an environment where content is locked tight inside platforms, and an algorithm unilaterally decides if you're visible or not. We've essentially traded a free internet for a highly controlled one.
And a huge part of that control is extreme personalization. AI is tailoring the internet specifically to you. Your news, your videos, it's constantly reinforcing your existing opinions. Now, on the surface, that sounds like an amazing user experience, right? But underneath, it's rapidly building these invisible walls, echo chambers, and filter bubbles that lead to sheer reality distortion.
The ultimate result is this. You can have two people sitting right next to each other on the same couch, experiencing two completely different internets. They're getting entirely different sets of facts, different narratives, different realities. Which, honestly, explains a whole lot about your last family dinner, doesn't it?
All right, Section 4, the trust crisis, blurring digital identity.
When you mix that reality distortion with AI generation, you inevitably hit this crisis. Very soon, if you haven't already, you're going to look at your screen and constantly have to ask yourself, is this person real? Is this video actually happening? Is this voice on the phone truly my friend or family member? It's a terrifying level of uncertainty.
And this trust crisis, it bleeds right into the physical world. It's not just a tech sector problem anymore. Deepfakes are directly impacting global politics. AI avatars are completely upending business and customer service. Synthetic voices are literally being weaponized against our personal relationships and safety. Every single major pillar of our society is feeling the weight of this.
Which brings us to our final part, Section 5, Surviving the AI Web, the Creator Economy Pivot.
So how in the world do we navigate this post-human architecture? Right now, creators are facing unprecedented friction. You aren't just competing with other humans anymore, you're dealing with endless, tireless AI competition. Throw in historically lower attention spans and a dangerous dependency on those closed platforms we talked about, it's really tough out there.
So the crucial point to take away is this. The winners in this new landscape are going to be the ones who lean into the exact thing AI absolutely cannot generate. To survive, you've got to build strong personal brands, cultivate deeply trust-based audiences, and above all, offer genuine, undeniable human authenticity.
Because the ultimate destination of this entire architectural shift is profound. In the very near future, you simply won't browse the internet yourself. AI is going to browse it for you.
We're moving straight toward a fully AI-mediated web. You won't interact with websites directly anymore. Instead, you'll have an AI agent doing these 3 steps. Filtering all the world's information, making preliminary decisions based on your specific tastes, and actually executing actions on your behalf. Buying things, booking flights, communicating for you, the whole shebang.
To sum this all up, the internet isn't disappearing, but it is fundamentally evolving. It's becoming less open, drastically less human, vastly more automated, and infinitely more controlled.
I want to leave you with this thought to reflect on as we wrap up this explainer. The biggest shift isn't that the internet is changing, it's that most people don't even realize it already has. So the next time you open a tab, ask yourself, are you browsing the internet or is the internet browsing for you? Keep your eyes open out there, stay authentic, and I'll catch you in the next explainer.